Hi guys, it's Carmen, and in this video I'm just going to be reacting to 3 of PetSmart's care sheets. So the ones that I am going to be looking at and I guess reacting to are the one about the Leopard Gecko, the one about the Beta, and the one about the Syrian hamster. So basically, I just want to see how much of their information is correct in these. I'm guessing not a lot of it, but I'm hoping that they have good care sheets out, because I know a lot of people do follow these when they are getting their first pet, or they ask the employees, and I know the employees always give awful information. So I just wanted to react to these to see if the information they're giving out is good or not. And if it's not, hopefully they'll change it to where it is good. So I guess let's just get started. I kind of want to start with the Leopard Gecko. So let's start with the Leopard Gecko. It says it's a beginner reptile, which it is, so that's correct. Let me try to find something that is incorrect. So far, this whole front page looks pretty good. Now, I did already find something that is incorrect. It says how to set up a leopard gecko terrarium. Let me see if that'll focus. There we go. The first one says multiple leopard geckos can be housed together in a 10-gallon terrarium, no more than 3, and observe for territorial behavior. So that's not correct. I would only have one baby leopard gecko in a 10-gallon. I definitely wouldn't put multiple leopard geckos together, especially in a 10-gallon. There are some situations where you can put 2 females together. I would not suggest putting 2 males together because they can become very territorial. 2 females, though, I'm pretty sure it's okay, but most of the time it won't work out. So honestly, I would say 1 leopard gecko per 20 gallons, 20-gallon long. And if it's a baby, then it's fine in a 10-gallon, because I know they get stressed easily in bigger environments. So that thing's wrong. That's pretty bad. The next one is bad too. It says use reptile carpet or calcium sand 2 to 3 inches deep. Yeah, so you do not want to use calcium sand or any type of sand. Even reptile carpet isn't the greatest thing you can use. So reptile carpet is known to tear leopard geckos' claws off because they get caught in it and they just kind of pull and pull and pull until their claw rips off. And then calcium sand, it can cause impaction. I can do a whole video on impaction and how to care for leopard geckos, what they should eat, what they should be housed in, and all that. So if you want me to do a video on the leopard gecko, just tell me down below. I haven't really done a video on leopard geckos in a while, so I actually don't think I've ever done a leopard gecko video. So yeah, the calcium sand is definitely not good. No type of sand is good. Even Eco Earth, I know some people use that, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. I know that, I think her name's just Leopard Gecko, or I think her name is Leopard Gecko on YouTube. She does use Eco Earth, and she says that it's safe. I personally would not trust it, just because it can cause impaction. Even if your gecko isn't eating on the Eco Earth, they still always constantly lick. It's weird. every time something boops their like nose, they lick. So they can get impaction from EcoEarth as well, even if you're not feeding them like on there. So I would not do that. Leopard geckos require a temperature gradient, a cool side and a warm side. That is true. Place an under tank heater on one side. If necessary, place a daytime heat lamp for warmth. Okay. The under tank heater on one side is correct. That's clear. Perfect. That's what you need. Geckos have to have like belly heat because that's how they digest their food. So they can't digest their food if they don't have belly heat. So you have to have like an under the tank heater. It can't be on the side, and it can't be a heat lamp because that can get too hot, and then you won't really have a cold side because that like heat lamp, it'll like distribute throughout the cage. Even if it's just like mainly in one spot, the heat will still distribute throughout the cage, especially if it's like a glass aquarium. So definitely would not recommend that. Turn heater and lamp off for 12 hours at night as long as the temperature remains above 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Yikes. Okay. You want your heater, your under the tank heater, to be on 24/7. Like, you always want it on. It's not good to have it off. If the power goes out, that's a problem. Even if it goes out for like a couple hours, that's a problem. So you always want your heater on. Now the lamp, you don't even need that, so that can be gone. And as long as the temperature remains above 65 degrees Fahrenheit, I actually don't know what like the inside of the tank is supposed to be, but I know where the heat mat is, it's supposed to be around like anywhere from like 90 to 92 degrees Fahrenheit. So 65, I don't know if they're saying that should be the temperature for like the whole cage or the heat mat. I don't know what they're trying to say that's for. But I'm not too sure about what the like actual tank is supposed to be at, but I know that the heat mat is supposed to be around like 90 to 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So equip the habitat with 2 thermometers, one on each side to measure temperature, and a hygrometer. Hygrometer, something like that. I don't know. To measure humidity. Mist your gecko every other day. Keep their their hideout humid and by misting sphagnum moss. Am I missing out or something? Because I'm almost sure you're not supposed to mist your gecko's tank. You're supposed to, I guess this is a terrarium, but like the way they're saying it, like reptile carpet, that's not really a terrarium. Calcium sand, that's not really a terrarium. So I don't ever mist my gecko's tank. I don't think you're supposed to, as long as they have a humid hide where they can go into when they're shedding and everything, so they can get that extra shed off. And yeah, as long as you keep that pretty moist and humid, I think they're fine. Like, I've never heard of anyone misting their leopard gecko's tank. Now you need to do that with cresties, but not leopard geckos. If I remember correctly, misting your gecko and like getting them wet is actually not like, it's not good for them to be humid like all the time. They need to have moisture when they're shedding, but that's it. They shed about, I don't remember the day or the exact day. I want to say like once a month, once every 2 weeks. I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen. Mine usually just eats its shed, so I just have to occasionally check for like extra shed on her and stuff. So mist your gecko every other day. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Please don't do that. And keep their hideout humid by misting sphagnum moss. Now you can use moss for their humid hide, but I wouldn't use it and keep it humid in like their warm hide or like their main hideout. Give your gecko a rock and branch for hiding on the cool side. Mix in plant leaves to make a playpen and add moistened moss to help the shed skin when ready. So giving your gecko a rock and a branch, that's great. A lot of geckos or leopard geckos don't like to climb, but a lot of them do at the same time. So like, it all kind of depends on your gecko. Some of them might not even touch the rock or the branch or anything for you that you have in their cage to climb on. Others, they will get right up there and try to keep climbing. So I would definitely give them that just to see if they would want it or not. Mix in plant leaves to make a playpen and add moistened moss to help them shed skin when ready. Do they just mean like, just like, mix in plant leaves to make a playpen? Am I like missing something again? Like, am I supposed to understand that? I'm trying to think. The way they're saying this, it seems like they're just kind of throwing in leaves into their cage. I don't really know. I would have a separate like little container or something that you have just to put in your EcoWearth, moss, anything like that that can stay humid. Now I said EcoWearth is not good for them, but as a humid hide where they only go in it every so often, that's fine. You just don't want it to be like around them all the time where they're constantly licking it and ingesting it and stuff like that. So I would have like a separate container or like anything that they can just go into when they're shedding. So what should I feed my leopard gecko? Insects, gut-loaded crickets, mealworms, and waxworms. It says once daily to every other day. No. That might be for a baby, but if they're over a year old, you only want to feed them like a couple times a week. And waxworms are only supposed to be fed as a treat. You do not want to feed that as their stable diet. They are super sugary for them. It's pretty much like candy to them. So you definitely don't want to have waxworms be their main stable diet. And then it says dust insects with calcium supplement twice weekly. You're supposed to dust the insects every time you give it to them, because that's how they get their calcium and everything. And calcium supplement, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the one with D3 in it. You definitely don't want to give that to them every single time. You want it to be mostly just plain calcium, and every so often you want to give them the D3. So that's not right. Now it says once daily water, a bowl of fresh, clean water every day. That's accurate. How can I keep them healthy? Contact a reptile veterinarian or speak with a PetSmart associate if you notice the following symptoms: runny droppings for more than 2 days, decreased frequency in droppings, hiding more than usual, eating or drinking less, weight loss, swollen joints or reluctance to move, just discharge from eyes, nose, or mouth, shedding problems, discolored skin, increased basking time. That's all they have. Now, I would definitely contact a reptile veterinarian, but I would not speak with a PetSmart associate. They have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. They are people just looking for a job. Most of them have no idea how to care for animals. Some of them are just specialized with like one animal or whatever. So you might not get the best information there, and your leopard gecko could possibly die because they don't know what they're talking about. And so the last page, wow, this is already 16 minutes. I'm gonna make a separate video. If you want to see me reacting to the rest of these, plus I have 4 more over there, then please let me know in the comments down below. I will finish this leopard gecko one, and then you guys can decide if I should do more or not. I just dropped my thing. Okay, so the shopping checklist. What will I need for my leopard gecko? 10-gallon terrarium or larger. I would definitely go larger. A screen lid, reptile habitat, thermostats, 2 and hygrometer, artificial/natural rock or wood hiding spot, branches for climbing and hiding, sphagnum moss for hiding area, water bowl, gecko food, crickets and worms, calcium powder and vitamin powder. Okay, so you want the calcium powder. Now the vitamin powder, I'm pretty sure that's the one with D3 in it. So, I mean, you do want it, but you don't want it as often as just the regular calcium. So wow, this has been a long video. I was expecting to get through 3 of these in this time. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say, but most of the information in here is not correct. So definitely make sure that you are doing your research online and all that way before you actually get your pet, because PetSmart does not know what they're talking about. Most pet stores don't, so you can go to pretty much anywhere and they won't give you the correct information if you're going to a pet store. So definitely check online, and we have a great YouTube pet community here, and Instagram, Facebook groups. There's so many forums and stuff that you can do research and stuff at. So definitely do your research before you get a pet. Don't just count on PetSmart employees to know what they're talking about and giving you the correct information. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and comment something down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!